Good morning. It is Thursday, July 30th. My name is Carla Hartley. I am the managing partner for Hartley Lamas Et al., a family law firm located in Ventura County, California. Today we're going to start discussing businesses. Does the business have a value? And is the income produced by that business sufficient to call it a business indeed? This can be a really complicated but exhilarating journey. What I'm going to do with this next series of videos is just kind of walk you through the broad overview of whether a business should be valued, and if it is in fact a business, and what would be the income available for support, the different methods of valuation, stuff like that. All of it's fairly complicated. It's going to be broken out into several different parcels. So today we're starting with, is it a business? We have a lot of people come in, and we've opposed a lot of parties that think just because somebody earns some money of some kind outside of, their job, that it's a business. We have other people where the people are earning their entire income for the household from a business, and they are legitimately self-employed. So let's start with, is it a business? We're looking for a distinction between, I think, what the courts would say, do we have a business here? Do we have simply a job that is, one or two guys going out and working for a bunch of people and getting paid via 1099? Or do we have something that's just a hobby? So let's start with, is it a business? First thing we're looking for is employees. Does the business have employees? And does the business have some type of investment, overhead, costs? What are the gross receipts? Do we have costs of goods sold? Although cost of goods sold is not always required, but it's something that we look for. And we're going to go, there are going to be small businesses, there are going to be large businesses. Sometimes a small business is going to produce less money than a job that's producing pursuant to a 1099. But the one is still a business and the other one is still just a job. That's how the guy earns his money. So your business can be doctors' offices, can be an attorney firm, can be a construction company, could be a franchised restaurant, could be a holding company that buys and sells restaurants. All sorts of things. There's a huge variety of businesses that are out there. Where we start with the analysis, if we want to hire a forensic accountant and start looking at this, I've given you the basic definition of what we're looking for, the hallmarks that we're looking for to get us to, this is a business, we should pursue this. Now, some people think it's a business because their spouse or they get paid with a 1099 from several different people. It could still just be a job. I'm going to go through the same thing. If you have simply yourself or one or two employees, particularly if they're children or family members, if you're not really having any overhead for the business. A couple of good examples are if you have somebody who's doing window washing with a couple of family members, they're keeping everything in the garage, they don't really have an office, and they have they work a full-time day for a bunch of different people, washing windows, point A to point B, and they get paid by a 1099 from all these different people. Well, there's no real investment there. There really aren't employees. Now, if the window washing company has 30 employees and a warehouse and overhead, then we're talking a business that's worth valuing. It's not just a guy's job. The same can hold true for people selling real estate, for solo tradesmen. Are you an electrician or do you run an electrical company? Are you a solo plumber or do you have a plumbing company with, a bunch of employees and a bunch of trucks? Providing daycare for kids. There's a great range of it. It could just be a job. You've got two kids from the neighborhood that spend the day in the house with you all day, in which case that's not a business. Or it could be you've got a fixed location, you've got a roof over the head that is not part of your house, and you have many kids coming through and you've got 5 or 6 employees. So all of this, I hope I'm giving sufficient examples to make it clear on this. Now, a job You're not going to get a whole lot from that. A hobby, you will not get much at all. A hobby, you're just the party's going to generally have another job, or you've got a full-time housewife who's making jewelry on the weekends. This is not going to produce a lot of money. It's going to have no employees. You might have somebody that helps you, upload stuff to your eBay store, but the income produced is going to be negligible from this. It is not going to be worth the expense of going through a forensic accountant or tracing or anything like this. So I'm a little bit over time. Your first step in determining whether there's a business that we want to value is to figure out, is it a business, is it a job, or is it a hobby? I'll be talking more on this as we proceed through this series, and I hope you guys are planning to have a good Friday and a good weekend. Bye-bye.